welcome to episode 18 of Anime and Us Other. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z, sort of, except this is anime movies, and I forgot the intro again. Go ahead.
That's okay. we did Lupin the Third, Island of Assassins this time, which is also Walther P38, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, it's Walther P38, and then, for some reason, it's Island of Assassins. I don't know what the difference here is, or why, because we don't actually have the wiki.
I just don't understand why you didn't do your normal spiel.
What's my normal spiel?
Last time we spun for category,
well,
but
we
didn't spin.
I don't always do that.
Every episode you do that.
No, I don't.
Even on the others you do that. And you say, but we didn't spin last week.
Well, when you edit all of them, then you can confirm.
Every episode that I've edited to date has been that.
But yeah, I haven't done all of them. We're on 18. What have you done? Up to 10? Up to 12?
No, I just post 16 the other day.
Wow, well, I'm a trendsetter and I'm starting a new trend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, P38. Anyway.
Well, no, we're not. You didn't even explain why we're doing this episode. It's not like,
Oh, well, last week, so normally we only would have been 1 week for us to watch Vampire Night. But I forgot that we had a baseball game that night that we would have recorded. So
well, pretty much Shawn had a life, so he couldn't.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So we got the tickets. We don't normally go to sporting events. Mm-hmm. We're not really sports people. But whenever my kids are in school, they're in elementary school, and whenever there's an event where you can get tickets through the school, they're cheap. $25 a ticket cheap. You're never going to get a baseball ticket that cheap unless it's a shitty baseball team. And the Phillies is not that. Or they're decent.
Bad seats.
Or really bad seats, and we did not have bad seats. We didn't have great seats, but they were not bad seats by any measure. Or remember that team, the River Sharks?
Oh, right.
We used to get them for a while for $12 a ticket, but they're not Major League.
No, they're minor
anyway,
league.
Phillies Major League. We got the tickets. Yeah, they were cheap. I forget where I was going with this.
You said, what's funny about this, and then you went on.
I forgot what was funny about it because you distracted me. But yeah, tickets cheap. We got them from the school.
Okay. I
forget what was funny.
I just wanted to point out that you copped out on me again.
Oh, I remember what was funny now. So, it's the one game. I haven't been to a baseball game in 5 or 6 years. Kids are there. My kid's first game. And the Phillies are winning. They're winning by a lot. They're up by 7. Oh, yeah. We left at the beginning of the 8th inning. And in the 9th inning, they lost it. What the f***? Happy I didn't stay. That would have been terrible.
Right? You missed an exciting comeback.
Yeah, for the other team.
Oh, wow.
And shit's expensive there. My God, shit is expensive there. A regular beer, like the size of the glass that I have, $15. Why?
Because they got you trapped in that little space.
Hot dog, a little hot dog, and some not so great French fries is $10, which I thought would have been more expensive, honestly. But it's still terrible. It's not good
right now.
Oh my God! Make the food cheap, and I'll pig out. I'll eat everything if it's reasonably priced.
Anyway, now you can talk about Lupin.
Walther P38, or Island of Assassins, however, whatever you want to go with, was released on August 1st, 1997 in Japan, and on April 26, 2005 by Funimation, which is, dubbed in America. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Sure is. That's all we're going to talk about, because we can actually find a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, we didn't look that hard, but whatever. That's all we found was on the fandom.
Yep, so that's what we got. So I guess jump into the premise.
Zenigata's doing something. Oh, he's investigating a false Lupin appearance. Because there's a calling card that was left that was quote-unquote Lupin's, and he was investigating it, but it wasn't actually Lupin's.
Okay.
It was a fake.
Yeah, and Lupin's breaking into a place.
Well, he's the same place. Yes. Lupin makes an appearance there. And Zenigata gets shot.
Well, as they're trying to arrest each other, assassins break in and start killing people, and then someone shoots Zenigata with a gun registered to Lupin. So,
yeah.
So everybody thinks Lupin did it. And that's it for that story.
A gun registered to Lupin. Why would the f*** would Lupin own a gun legally and have it legally registered to him? Secondly, how would he do that? Because the second he fills out the paperwork to apply for the gun, or maybe somehow he applies for the gun and he gets it, but the second he goes to register it, they realize it's Lupin, and they arrest him. That makes no sense.
Well, from what I understood about the story, it was hit early in his career before anything. Maybe it was his first gun, Or maybe he was so infamous with using that gun, they were like, oh, that's just a Lupin gun, so...
They did say registered, though.
Yeah, I know. But who knows what that means in Japan? Do you know how gun registration works?
Well, they don't have guns in Japan, so you can't register something they don't have.
Fair. I actually think Lupin's not from Japan, though, in this. I think he's French.
Yeah, well, yeah, what we were just looking up was, like, French Lupin.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's French, too.
So...
Sorry about the scratching noises. My dog doesn't have her blanket, and she's very upset about it.
So, you don't know how the French regulatory board works in over there?
Well, I know they don't have guns.
France? They have guns.
Oh, France? I'm sorry. I was thinking Japan.
No, France definitely has guns.
I do know they're all registered. Every one of them, because they're not free.
Okay.
Let's get back to the movie. To the review.
Okay. Do the premise.
Zenigata gets shot.
But
there's a whole island of assassins that the ultra elites and politicians use.
The Zenigata getting shot thing isn't even really a thing in this.
No, but it happens.
It actually just happens to get him out of the movie.
Yeah. But yeah, so like the assassins attack, they figure out, who these assassins are, for the most part, that there's an island of them. The world elite use them for assassinations.
Yes.
And they go to investigate it for whatever reason. There's a lot of money, obviously.
Well, there's gold, a lot of gold involved, and apparently Lupin wants to close that chapter of that first gun that he had.
Yeah, I mean...
It's another heist, essentially. He goes to an island full of assassins, and...
The assassins try to kill him and recruit him, which is weird. They put a spider on him.
Yeah, they got spider tattoos that poison you, that make you mean you can only breathe the island's gases or you die.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, but it's Lupin. It's not the weirdest thing that we've come across. I guess that was our supernatural element for this one.
Yeah, it looked more scientific, mind you. But yeah, definitely, because that's not science.
So...
I don't remember much about it.
How long
ago? I watched it. I watched it today.
I know, that's what I mean.
I don't remember too much about it, sorry.
What, did you watch it first?
No, I watched it at 2 o'clock.
Okay, so it's been like 8 hours.
Yeah, I wasn't... I mean... on 1.5 speed, and I was on my phone.
Of course you are. Honestly, not a lot happens in this one.
That's the feeling I got.
They're pretty much just undercover at this island, essentially, and they realize that some of the assassins don't want to kill anymore, but they're trapped there, so there's a whole Splinter Cell kind of thing.
How do they leave the island to go commit their assassinations?
They have masks.
Oh, okay.
That gas they need to breathe. It's an hour supply.
An hour?
Yes. Don't ask about this, how that works. You're not supposed to ask those questions. But it's an hour supply, but that's why they can never keep anyone. That's why they were never able to find any witnesses or anything, because every time they lose their mask, they die.
Makes sense. I mean, they all have a tattoo on them. That's kind of hard to...
Well, yeah, that's how they know that they exist. That they exist, but they don't know where they are with it. Because
the Lupin series has the most secret organizations that any series has ever had. Every movie, there's at least one new organization, sometimes two.
That's true.
And they're always like global organizations, whether it's economic, whether they're selling weapons, whether they're aliens, whether they're assassinating. Like, it's always something giant.
Well, this one, these assassins explain why the Bermuda Triangle makes things disappear.
Oh.
Because the island's in the Bermuda Triangle, and anytime any ship or plane comes in there, the satellite destroys it.
Satellite.
There's a giant satellite.
That's a big 70s thing, is like satellites. I mean, obviously this came out in 97, but like it's a really big 70s and 80s type thing. Like, there's satellites with lasers, and like still isn't a thing. Could it be a thing? We have the technology for it, but it's not worth it. No one's actually done it.
Yeah, but satellites are why Bermuda Triangle is the Bermuda Triangle. And apparently the Loch Ness Monsters.
I feel like if they had made it the island's gases kind of dissipate after a certain point, and then like let's say you fly in while it gets into the engine compartment, up the engine, or it gets in and makes the pilot, pass out because they don't have the spider. That would make a lot of sense.
That's fair, but then it wouldn't be a Lupin movie.
I feel like that would be better than a fucking laser on a satellite.
But it has to have some kind of supernatural element. It has to have some spy trope in it.
Yeah.
And this is very Dr. Evil.
Yes, it is.
Anyway.
We watched Austin Powers with the kids like 2 years ago. Not a child's movie. Oh my god.
No. Why would you think that?
I watched it when I was a kid, and I haven't seen it since. I just remember it was funny. I mean, kids love it because they love that kind of humor, but my god. Like, every couple minutes, you're like, cover your eyes, cover your ears.
But it's a spoof of, like,
spy movies.
So, they're not kids' movies.
Well, yeah, but spy movies, for the most part, are just action. There's not even that much gore, so it's like, big deal if a kid watches it.
Yeah, but they're not... It's not kid-friendly. There's, like...
It's not oriented towards children, yes.
It's definitely got a lot of sex and stuff in it.
There's sexy scenes, but there's usually never any sex scenes.
I don't mean sex scenes, but I was using sex as a verb, essentially. Like a descriptor.
Yes.
But, we really had trouble with this one.
I only watched half of it, so... Like, intermittent throughout. I was paying attention and not paying attention.
Like I said, there's not much happens in it. There's a whole splinter cell of assassins that don't want to kill anymore, and they put them traps, so they're working against the other guys. And there's like and when you stop wanting to kill in this island, they hunt you down and kill you. So they're because they're bad assassins. That's
as opposed to good assassins.
This is what this one's telling us. There are good assassins and there are bad assassins.
The bad assassins stop killing.
And so they come up with... So the Splinter Group decides to help Lupin steal the gold if he helps them steal the formula to make an antidote, essentially, for the spider tattoo.
And there's a green-haired chick.
That's the love interest, essentially. Yes. And they need something else, too. I forget what it is. Oh, they need to destroy the satellite so they can escape with computer hacking.
Oh, and Fujiko goes to do that, and she f***s it up. She's like, boys, this needs a woman's touch. Click, click, clack, f***s it up.
Do you want to talk about Fujiko? You talk about her?
I don't remember much of her this one, so I don't.
Okay.
I don't have anything. Was she naked in it? I don't remember any of that. I don't even remember her having a sexy scene.
When she first introduced in the movie, she's searching one of the knife assassin, the white hair guy, his room, and he walks in and she's in a bed.
Holding up a blanket.
Yeah, all naked and stuff, and she's like, I'm waiting for you. He's like, I don't believe you. You're here working for Lupin. So, not even the bad guys are believing her crap anymore.
Yeah, it's fair.
But yeah, so, she's an undercover for Lupin. Guilliman's there as her bodyguard. He doesn't have a tattoo.
There's a little bit of flashbacks to Lupin without Jigen or any of the guys.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the story. Earlier in his career, his first partner and him were doing a bunch of crimes, and then he got betrayed by the partner who took his Walther P38 gun, and he has it.
Shoots it and it falls off the plane.
Yes, and that's why he's here. He's looking for the guy who had the P38, but he must have changed his look.
Yeah, which is so weird.
There's a lot of disguise.
But I guess if you're going to stay away from Lupin, you kind of have to change.
That's true. Because he hasn't been able to fight him.
There was a big fight scene with Lupin. With the knives. Mm-hmm. The knife fight scene. And he is f***ing so many people up in this fight scene. He's got to be a legitimate martial artist, not just a slapstick, I can fight, but it's just a joke. You know what I mean? Like, he was f***ing people up.
Of course. He was always been able to,
But this was... There's probably been a couple other times, but, I feel like this was the first big time where he was, really, doing moves and people up left and right, not just, one fight scene where it's one-on-one.
He always reminded me in his fighting style of Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
So that flow in using your whole thing against you and stuff like that, because he does a lot of dodging.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But yeah, essentially, they're working with this girl who's Lupin's love interest because it's his turn for a love interest, and, she's just here to die. You know what it is? I figured it out. She's in this to die, and why there's a new organization every movie? Because none of these things can stick around for the series.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So everything's introduced for this one movie, so we can just get rid of it and everything can go back to the status quo.
There can't be any callbacks to anything because it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
There's too many new ones. Every movie there's a new one.
Right. So everything needs to go back to the status quo. That's why he never ends up with any kind of fortune or anything.
Not anything immensely wealthy.
Right.
Not
he'll
billions.
Get a diamond or something.
Yeah. He got a couple million a few times.
Yeah. But not
the amount of gold they would have had would have been hundreds of billions of dollars.
But no, of course it gets lost into the sea.
Which, by the way, all that gold, hundreds of billions of brick gold, was in one plane. That would not have been flying.
It wasn't a plane.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was a blimp.
It definitely wouldn't have been flying.
It was a dirigible. Anyway. So, pretty much the big twist of this is the head of the assassins, once out of underneath the guys who's controlling them, the global things. So he set up this plan to steal the gold with the doctor, who's running the Splinter Cell with the other girls. So they portray Lupin and all the side characters, like all the side assassins, and even all the bad guy assassins get blown up by the satellite.
Genocide happening.
They just blow them all up. Well, we don't need these characters anymore. Bye, because they figure out everything is going according to plan, and then everything flips over, and the bad guys get the advantage, and everyone pretty much dies except for the one girl assassin who dies up in the blimp with Lupin. And the twist is the doctor who's helping Lupin through this, he's actually the bad guy who is his old partner. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. And then him and the girl shoot him in the head.
Oh, yeah. Like they're holding the gun together.
Yep. And the gold knocks him out of the blimp. And then she dies on the blimp. And then Zenyatta shows up with the media. So Zenyatta's storyline is he got shot, he's in a hospital, he wants to go, and then every time he tries to go, he gets his leg broken by a new assistant. Just to keep him out of it. So then Lupin buries the girl, and they get away with nothing.
Typical.
Except there's one giant plot hole in this whole movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, Lupin and Fujiko still have those f***ing spider tattoos.
Oh. Did they ever fix the breathing thing?
No! When they leave, an hour later, they die.
So, I'm saying they didn't fix that? So they should be dead?
They should be dead. Like, they say
Why did the green hair chick die?
Because the doctor, Lupin's first partner, tried to shoot him, and she jumped in front of him.
Oh.
And then she died from that.
I thought it was the green.
But he had the antidote. The doctor created the antidote. It was a fake antidote, but he had the real one. But that fell into the ocean.
Oh, they could have went diving.
Yeah, but they didn't. They say one line.
Off screen.
No, they say Lupin makes one line. He says, well, I'll just figure it out. I'm smart. I can figure it out.
Oh my god.
That's what they say. And then during the end credits, they're like, yeah, we didn't get anything but a bunch of gases from the islands.
Well, I guess if they have the gas, then they can breathe until they figure it out.
Maybe, but they're just gonna...
That should have been on screen, though.
It should have... Yeah, they both leave... They have that whole plot line. They focus on the girl dying, and that's sad. As if this is not the 17th love interest that has died in this series at this point. It's like, you were only here to die.
Yeah. Maybe have sex with Lupin. Maybe show some cleavage.
But no.
Probably just die.
But no. None of them actually sleep with Lupin. Not a single one of them.
Yet.
Huh?
Yet. He slept with Fujiko a few times.
Fujiko doesn't count.
Off screen. But like I'm saying, it's like, yet. It could have happened.
Maybe.
It's not out of the question of their dynamic for that to happen.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, it has not happened, and there's been like 6 of them at this point.
Well, more than 6. But yes.
No, because all the other love interests were towards other characters.
Still. Anyway, I agree.
I don't know. It was okay. It was a Lupin movie.
Yeah. It seemed kind of boring.
It was...
Probably wasn't really in it.
It all happened on this island. Setting was very... It felt like all the other ones. It's very foresty. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it just felt like everything was happening in the same play, and they focused way too much on the love interest angle, essentially. I don't know. It's okay.
I can't give it a rating because I didn't properly watch it.
I mean, it's middle of the road, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best one we've seen, without a doubt. But it wasn't bad. It's not the worst one we've seen either. So it's around 5, 6.
That's fair.
Maybe 7.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5. Like 5. Maybe, like I said, maybe 5. It's somewhere between a 5 and a 7. And, because it's still Lupin, it's still quality. Chris Sabat is back as Jigen, which you didn't mention.
No. Guess I didn't notice.
Yeah. I think he's really got the voice down, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, he sounds like the old actor. So,
next episode, Vampire Night.
Yeah, maybe you'll help me in that episode.
I paid more attention to that.
Okay.
Alright, guys, see ya.
Bye.